We are going to transition to our next program, which is going to be the IBL program.
I have unmuted myself, Kelly. I hope that's all right. I'm going to share my screen. I hope that's all right. And I'm going to pick up the pace. I hope that's all right too. May I? All right, put your seatbelts on. Here we go. All right, we're going to talk about IBL, International Business and Logistics. And what we mean by that is exactly that. And I am Kirk Langford. I am the department chair of that program. And you are going to listen to me for a little bit, but I don't really think that I'm the one you want to listen to. So I have three really fine students with me. I have a senior and two juniors, all with different backgrounds, all came to MMA in different ways and all with different plans. And I really would like you to hear more from them from me. So let's get going. What we're looking at, the Loeb Sullivan School is called International Business and Logistics, and we're exactly that. We talk about logistics quite a bit. The reason we talk about logistics is it ties to the rest of the school, the transportation aspect of the school. But the other reason that we talk about logistics is it's a really, really hot field right now, almost everywhere in the world. And you in your own experience in the last year, you can see this. You can see the broken supply chains. You can see the troubled responses to COVID. And there's huge demand for our graduates right now, even in this situation. I can see Avery on my screen. She hasn't said anything, Avery O'Neill. But here she sits in October in COVID year, and she's already got a job offer ready to go. And part of that's because Avery's Avery, but part of that is because we do pretty well doing that. So I'll let you talk to her in a little bit. I'm having trouble with my, All right, we're having view issues here. I don't really know what's going on, but we're going to get there. Here we go, here we go, here we go, there we go. All right, so there's our mission statement, and I don't want you to get hung up on a mission statement, but there are some yellow words there that are really important to us. And you all coming in from various high schools around and about in different experiences, you haven't really thought about this, but one of the things that we really want to do is we want to put confidence in you. We want you to be competent, and we want you to be professional as you go out there. And we do that through creative thinking. We do a great deal of project work and the hands-on experience. So the hands-on thing is a characteristic of MMA, and we are no secret to that. And what you get out of that is when you come out of here, you are really, really, really strong. You can go out into the world. You can do whatever it is that you need to do. And you don't have to be afraid of anything, which is kind of fun, because when our students go out and they're sitting with people from bigger schools and a big tough project comes in, the other people kind of crumble and our students pick them up and carry them. I said students, I should say graduates, but I say they're my people. That's how I see it. All right, one of the ways we get there is through our faculty. Our faculty have a great deal of experience. The ugly bald guy to the northwest there is me. I'm a 35-year-old oil field engineer / manager. I have worked all over the world. I have run global businesses, and I know how to do logistics. I consider myself operations and sales, but in the business I was in, if you weren't really good at logistics, you didn't get much. Next to me is George Schatz. George Schatz is a licensed mariner. He has been teaching largely economics here. He teaches because he loves to teach here. And George is probably with us for a little bit more, but not more. Navneet Jain next to him, Professor Jain is an engineer, also with an MBA. Professor Jain, before coming here, used to run a cold line in India. His job was delivering, he had 400 trucks to deliver ice cream in India, where it gets to be 140 degrees in the shade. And you can imagine what happens in a day like that. If something doesn't happen right, you've had a very, very bad day. So Navneet is an operations guy. Mark Shaughnessy down there is a little different. He and I are kind of the same, but we're very different, and I think that's pretty cool. I tend to be more bigger and more organized in terms of the businesses that I've had. Mark is a serial entrepreneur. Mark likes to buy and sell small businesses, so he knows how to do that. And one of his last projects was a high-end sporting goods chain in the Boston area, and some of your parents, if I told you the name, would probably recognize it. Elena is also a licensed engineer. She has spent time on ships. She has spent time managing ships. She has spent time in the paper industry. She spent time in ports. And then Dr. Sorich down there in the lower right is a logistics pro. Dr. Sorich comes to us as a Navy procurement officer, chemical or civil engineer out of Penn, MBA, I think, London School of Business, and his PhD is from Temple, where he dealt with women-owned businesses and strategy. So what you get out of that is a fairly strong bit of academic know-how, but what you even more get out of that is the hands-on. You get to tap our experience, and we bring that to the students, and we work with our students. So when our students come out of here, they know how to operate, and I think that's really important. So we talk about logistics. We can talk to this pencil thing, and we would do an exercise if you're all here with us, but we can't. But this is a number 2 Ticonderoga pencil. And basically what happens is this thing is made by different components that come from all over the world, excuse me. They come all over the world, and the reason that we ship them all over the world is because this is where either the materials exist or whether the expertise exists to put the things together. And yet, we have to do the transportation, we have to do the logistics piece of this such that we keep the price of the pencil down. So I don't know what you pay for this pencil. I would have paid a nickel for it when I was your age. It's probably a quarter or $1 now. I have no idea what a pencil costs. As a matter of fact, I haven't used a pencil like this in a long time. But that's the game. Think about taking this thing that comes from 5 different countries and putting it out into the world in an economic way. Here's Dell. I guess Dell's another way to do it. So Dell doesn't make your computer until you order it. And so what happens then is you place the order, and the computers are assembled in Malaysia. They fly 2 flights a day to Alaska to get them to you. The lower value goods come to us on a ship. We all know that ships are reliable and ships are very cheap per ton. Ships are really good. So the high value stuff flies, the low value stuff goes on a ship. We load it up, we get it to FedEx, and it comes to your house. And what I want to point out here is that there's 2 really thrusts for the future in logistics. And the first thrust is, how are we going to use all these information pieces? How are we going to use all these mobile technologies to make things better? The idea is better, faster, cheaper, bring more things to more people, make more things more affordable, raise the standards of life for everybody around the world. That's our job. That's one of the challenges. The other challenge going forward is what I would call value-added logistics. So Dell does something really cool. First of all, when you buy a Dell machine, you hope it doesn't break. And I know some of you are probably smiling at that, but my Dell machines have generally been pretty good. But if you break a Dell machine, you can ship it out and you will have it back in your house in 24 hours. And that's crazy. Think about that. How do they get that thing to their place and fix it and turn it around? And the way that they do that is that Dell employees have put their people inside of FedEx and US. So Dell has people and they have FedEx and UPS people trained. So you will have a UPS person come to your house, pick up your machine in a box that they bring you. They're going to take it and they're going to fly it to either Louisville or not Lexington, Louisville or I don't know, another city in Kentucky. and those were Memphis, sorry. Those are the hubs. And they're not going to leave the hubs. Your computer is going to get fixed inside the UPS facility, possibly by a UPS employee. And the way those things work is the shipments come in, they fly in at night, they fly out in the morning, they fix it at night, and you will have your machine back in the next morning. And that's not whiz bang technology. That's just really smart logistics. That's the value added piece to this. So that's kind of where we're going with this. Degree wise, we have 2 degrees here. We have a Bachelor of Science degree in International Business and Logistics, and the students that you'll talk to today have done that. We also have a business minor. We find that, and this is true, if you look at who's running companies around the world, and this is no different in the maritime businesses than anywhere else, but it's generally a subject matter expert with some business stuff in their pocket. So if you look at the maritime companies, the shipping companies, it's somebody with a license and with some business and MBA in their pocket. So what happens to me is that I say that the people that know what and how are always going to know for the people that are always going to work for the people that know why. And those are where our students fit in, is they know the why part. So I think we're the most popular business minor at the academy, and we are the most important minor. We are the biggest minor at the academy, and there's a good reason for that. The other thing that we have is an online master's degree. It's a good program, and what's neat about that is it is online. It's anytime, anywhere. It's asynchronous. It's not. You don't have to follow a particular order. And what that allows us to do is to work with anybody around the world in different time zones. But imagine people that are floating around doing ships or doing rotations on construction sites, things like that. So that's available to you later. If you come to MMA and do your undergrad here and you want to come back and do the master's degree, we will give you a nice discount and we will be glad to have you. Okay, so why come here? First of all, we are fully accredited. I think Kelly's told you that. We have a small school atmosphere here. Everybody has told you that. And I can tell you, and here we are in October, and I'm lying a little bit when I talk about the freshmen, but I can tell you that I know all of my students. And I can tell you that I know a lot about my students. Sometimes I think I know stuff I don't want to know about my students. But what you get out of that is a relationship. So people can talk to us. They're not afraid to come to us and talk. And yeah, maybe they have their favorites. Some people would prefer to talk to me. Some people would prefer to talk to Professor Schweitzer. That's all fine, but we have that, and that's really nice. But it also extends into the community. It extends into the faculty and staff in other departments and other majors. It extends around the student body. We all know each other, and it almost turns into, I don't know, I talk about family, and it sounds kind of hokey. And I look at my students, and I see them as friends. I do see them as colleagues, and I treat them as colleagues. They are business peers, and we operate that way. I see them as friends, and sometimes I see them as my own children, and that's a caring piece to that. And those things all kind of morph together, so I don't know what the word for that is, but I really, really care about the people that are around me here. And I think it shows, and I'm sure if they don't believe me, they'll say so, and they're happy to, but I think they'll back that up. But they care for each other. You spend a lot of time with each other. And by the time we get done in a small school, you can almost read each other's minds. It's a really neat thing to watch develop. Okay, so why international business and logistics? We talk about logistics. We talk about international business. If you have other interests, I don't want you to shy away from that. If you are wanting to come to a business school because you have a family business and you want to go home and help out with that, we can help you. We are a good, solid general business program that specializes in international business and particularly in logistics. And the logistics piece is hot. I've told you that. The other thing that we get out of that is when our graduates come out of here, and it's partly because of us and it's partly because of the logistics piece, our graduates come out of here as at a premium salary when you compare them to other four-year degrees. I had a person in July who didn't have a job when they graduated, and think about the COVID summer, think about the hard situation. And I guess students, I'm not so much talking to you, I'm talking more to your parents. But this person came back with a job in July. He got $70,000 with a $5,000 hiring bonus in a COVID situation. And that's really impressive. And you know, money isn't everything, but it's nice to buy food, right? Cool. All right. So one of the other things that we do that's neat and this won't happen to you in a big school, is we start you off right away in courses that are relevant to your major. So you don't have to wait to be a junior while you're taking all these baseline courses and getting that out of the way. We start you right away. And that, I like that because it gets you involved early. I also like that because we can build as we go through the 4 years. So by the time you get out of it, you're not really having to struggle with it anymore. You really, really know it. You can carry on. So in terms of placement, we put people in Maine, we put people in the United States, we put people all over the world. I don't force you, I don't tell you where to go. I'm happy to have you go anywhere. You tell me what you want to do, and I'm going to flex to help you do what you want to do. So really, sky's the limit. So we talk about international business and logistics, but do not let that be a limiter for you, because it's not. And I think when you talk to some of our students, you're going to hear that. We talked about the job market for logistics people. One of the things that I particularly like about our program, and if you look at our placement rate, the Maine Maritime Academy talks about 90% in 90 days. We're having a tough time this year because everybody else is having a tough time too. That path is through our door. Avery's a senior here. She's already got a permanent job offer. I think she's accepted. I'm not really sure. She doesn't have to. She'll have more. And I like that. And I think that probably half of our seniors have job offers in their pockets right now in October for May. Okay, so these are things that people talk about working in logistics. No 2 days are ever the same. Actually, I like the days to be the same because that means nothing's broken. I'm not having any problems, but these things are complex, so you have to really get after it. So the thing with this kind of a career is you can do anything you want. As a fact, you know, I talked about CEOs. Look at Apple. The CEO of Apple is Tim Cook. Steve Jobs is very creative, but he got fired at Apple because he couldn't get things done, and he had to hire Tim Cook to make it go. Tim Cook is a supply chain guy. He's a logistics guy. He would be happy to come here and do our program. I'll invite him. I'll give him a tuition break. I bet you he's too busy. I bet he's not coming. And then look down at the salary ranges. So these are average salaries by experiences. Those aren't bad. You can be much higher than that. And it's not all about money. We have some people that make a lot less than that because they choose to. If they grew up working in the family bakery and they want to go back and work in the family bakery, that's fine. But again, on average, our salaries are still above the average for business schools. Where do our kids go? They go everywhere. So you heard in the last presentation, I heard them talk about Hewitt. There's Avery sitting there smiling. We got lots of people in Pepsi, paper, energy business, shipping, freight services, third-party logistics, water, bean. We have people building snowboards in Portland, Oregon. We've got people all over the world. So people always ask me, and they want me to put a slide like up this, and I really don't like this slide because to me it's limiting. You know, you can go anywhere you want with this degree. Placement, we've talked about that. Don't need to do that. Then there's the question of activities for students here. I think I'm going to let our students talk to that. It makes a whole lot more sense. It's far more relevant hearing it from them than us. But we are very active in student government. There's lots of clubs on campus. Very high participation in athletics. And we do actually have people in the regiment. The regiment is not required for our program, but some of our students choose to participate to take advantage of some of the leadership experiences there. More power to you, but you don't have to. All right, so Ms. Kelly, I think that you might have some questions. I don't know.
There was definitely one question. So for non-traditional students who already have a bachelor's degree, there was a question about the Masters in Commanders program. So one of the ones that we always get is, do I do MTO? Do I do, VOT, restart almost the 4 years, or can I do the Masters in Commanders?
You can do the Masters in Commanders. What you'll come out of that with is a 200-ton license. You can do the Masters in Commanders. So the master's degree is completely online. Kelly, slap me if I'm wrong, but I think you need 2 years on campus to do the SVO piece of that.
Pretty much, yes.
And what you get out of that, you're not going to be running 18,000 TEU cargo ships. You're not going to be a pilot, but I would argue that if that's what you want to do, you wouldn't be interested in the management piece so much in the beginning. So that is a good option. The other thing then too is if you're coming in with a degree that is not business oriented, our program is designed for working professionals, many of whom are career changers. So we take care of the leveling on ourselves. I'm not going to make you go out and take 2 years of accounting courses so that you can apply for a master's program. We'll take care of that. How's that? Okay, so I see Avery O'Neill, I see Josh Roberts. I know that Avery Nelson's in the room. I can't see her. Avery O'Neill, tell us a little bit about yourself. I remember you coming here and you came from a place that's not quite normal from here, and you came in different situations and you have really, really kicked it. So talk to us, tell us about your experience here.
Yeah, of course. Hi, everyone. My name is Avery O'Neill. I am a senior, and I'm actually from Burbank, California, so nowhere near Maine. That has helped me a lot during my time here. I would suggest that anyone from California leave if possible, and particularly come to Maine. I found it to be really helpful for both my athletic and academic career. And it has given me such an amazing experience that I cannot thank the Academy enough for. My sister actually came to school here as well, and my now brother-in-law, they were in marine bio and marine science. And when I saw the amazing opportunities that she and he had here, I decided that's where I want to go. So originally I was actually at a 4-year college in California studying early childhood development, and decided to pick up everything, move to Maine, and study international business and logistics. So 2 opposite ends of the spectrum, but it was really a career choice that I had to sit down and think of, okay, am I going to succeed in it? Am I going to actually enjoy it? You know, those are very big options to weigh when you're choosing your college, as all of you will attest to in these next coming months for you. But I think it's important to understand that going to a smaller school, for me at least, was really helpful. Being able to know my professors personally, not having to sit in a 400 student classroom and raise your hand and him saying, yeah, you in the back blue shirt, you know? So I think it's really important in that aspect that I was able to come here and study what I am. And as Mr. Langford, Professor Langford has hinted towards, yes, I do have a job offer actually with Hewitt that I heard in the last presentation as well. So I did take the opportunity. So I did just sign with them a couple weeks ago as a procurement analyst. I'm very excited. Don't know where I'll be living yet, but I am really thankful for my time here. That has helped me grow and to the amazing possibilities and opportunities. You know, you kind of just get your foot in the door in every single company that comes to the career fair, that comes to campus to interview students. You know, there is a huge opportunity for logistics and procurement and business of all the sorts in any company. You know, if you're having a shipping company, you know, you need to operate when boats leave and enter ports. You know, you need to have a logistics manager to operate those facilities. You need to have warehouses for Walmart, for Amazon. You know, you need to have people that are able to organize and categorize and make sure that they are running the finances, even down to the billing. You know, you need to make sure that everything is done and squared away, and you really truly learn how to do that here at the Academy. The senior classes that I'm taking right now are really getting us to understand how to actually run a company. And so for Professor Langford's class, our strategic management course, we are given a fake company, and you're able to do the research and development, the marketing, the production, finance, HR, all of those aspects that if you had told me on day one I would be doing successfully, I'd look at you and laugh, because truly I didn't think I would be as successful today as I am. So a little bit about myself and how I think of the Academy, but I can highly attest to the opportunities here that you won't get anything better anywhere else.
You've done well here, Avery. Thank you. Kelly, we started a little bit late. How much time have I got?
You still have 2-3 minutes.
Okay, I've got a question coming in about average starting salary. The average starting salaries for a 4-year business program in the United States are $45,000 to $50,000. Our kids are going out 55, 60. We see 80 once in a while. That's not normal, but we do see it. Avery Nelson, you're on the opposite end of the spectrum. Tell us how you came to us and what you're going to do.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Avery Nelson. I kind of came here because I didn't know what I wanted, and the idea that this program could really be turned into something I love really spoke to me. As you've mentioned, like, you can really turn this program into anything. You can go the business side or more the logistics side, and I really liked how that appealed to me. I personally picked up an environmental sustainability minor my sophomore year, and I loved it, and I have kind of decided that I want to try and incorporate the two. Right now, I'm looking at environmental law policy in going to law school for that. So it's a completely different outlook than Avery O'Neill, but we're both going to start with the same degree. And I love that.
I like that you talked to the environmental minor. One of the first graduates from that program was an IBL major, and she got a job with Raytheon in Boston. It was very competitive. She competed against 70 other people from all over the country. And she is convinced that the reason she got that job was because she had that minor in her pocket. Josh Roberts.
Hi. All right. I don't know how I'm going to follow up either of those, but I'm kind of in the middle. I came from Southern Maine, and this school was kind of a last-second opportunity for me as well. I was looking at this or different school in Massachusetts, and I came up here to help start the official swim team program. And when I came to visit, I had a 15-minute conversation with Kirk, and that's pretty much what settled it. But the opportunities and stuff that they're talking about, it's definitely all true. I think the thing I like the most, though, is the personal relationship with all of my professors that I have. Like, it's a first-name basis. They genuinely care, and they, like, you tell them their goals early on, and they will help you. You got to commit, and it's a tough program, especially compared to other schools, but especially now and even last year, I started to see the competitive advantage that we have, you can't ignore.
Cool. So Josh is a leader on our swim program. So if you're swimmers out there and you want to talk to somebody, talk to Josh. And if he doesn't know what he's talking about, come to me and I'll tell you.
That's good.
All right. Kelly, there's a question about the career fair in this situation. It is my belief that we cannot get companies to come to us in that situation all at one time. So I don't think that we are going to have a career fair in the form that we've had it in the past. Bryce Potter, our new director of career services, is looking at having individual companies come in. And I feel like some of that's going to be virtual. I know that some of that's going to be in person. He's got people coming in already in person.
So I can just follow up with that because we have talked in depth. Obviously, we've been doing a few college fairs that are in this great big open kind of, I don't know, new virtual world. So we've talked about the possibility of having one giant career fair. We were always known to have our career fair the third Thursday in October, where we had almost 90 companies come here to be with our students. So it's pretty amazing if you think we have under 1,000 students in our student body, yet we have 90 companies that come in person. And that doesn't count everyone who does actually come for different company visits and things. So yes, the companies that do want to come, they are setting up in-person ones that will, follow all the COVID standards. But we are thinking about, or he is thinking about, some sort of virtual fair. But yes, and then I'm going to turn it over to our next presenter. So
I was going to apologize to Professor Reed for hanging out and staying too long. I apologize for that, but thank you. We got started late too, but I hope we're closer to time. We're gone. Thanks for having us. And
thank you, Kirk. Thank you.
Josh, thank you very much.
Avery and Josh. And